Patreon supporters.
Today is Ghost Adventures Day.
I've been waiting for this.
So you probably already know that I'm Liz.
And I'm Samantha.
And we have Kara here today.
Hello.
Kara is joining us for the special Patreon
She's a ghost
episode.
expert of
And-
South Minneapolis.
We also heard that she's a fan of this show. So this is just the perfect time to have her on to talk about
Basically,
this.
she
Thank
said,
you.
you're going to have me on for this one. And we said yes. Yes, we
This
are.
is exactly what happened.
We've gotten to the point where people can demand to be on our show. And look, that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I brought pink Moscato, so I earned
Yeah.
my keep here.
I accept that 100%.
When we have friends on our show, they bring us stuff.
Yeah.
So consider making a podcast. It really works out.
I'm just trying to get under. I know it's going to get cold.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get under a quilt here, and I keep knocking my microphone. And we
It's
started recording. I was not really settled. Hold on.
Yeah, it's really cold in Minnesota right now, and we talk about this a lot, but we have to turn the heat off. So we have blankets, and we're all kind of getting under our blankets right now.
I'm going to put on my podcasting shawl.
The Facebook group has requested a photo of Babushka Liz.
Yeah,
with
too
the,
bad. They request that all they want. It's not happening.
Doesn't mean they're gonna get it.
Yeah.
All right, we're here talking about the television show Ghost Adventures.
So, Samantha, tell us a little bit about your history with this fine program.
Okay, my best friend in college and I, shout out Matt, doesn't listen to the show. I don't think is a Patreon supporter, but we used to watch the show all the time in college. You know when you're skirting your responsibilities in college and just
Sure.
like binging
All the time.
garbage television to avoid real life?
You
We did
mean me
that.
watching like 6 episodes of Law and Order every day?
Yeah.
Yes, we did that with Ghost Adventures, and we would just watch episode after episode. He actually introduced me to the show because we watched the documentary, and then we just got real into it. And there's a million seasons of this, so yeah.
Wait,
I
this
have
isn't the person with the moldy chair, though, right?
No, this is my friend.
Okay, good.
She was not my friend. Earlier, I was telling Liz and Kara about a horrible roommate I had in college who never cleaned up after herself to the point where her chair was moldy because she spilled coffee on it and never cleaned it up. This was not her.
Okay.
That's pretty bad.
It is pretty bad. But I have very fond memories of the show. But the thing of it is I haven't watched the show in many, many years. I've really only seen like the early seasons. There's now like 15 seasons or something of this show.
That's unnecessary.
It's crazy. And it's changed a lot because a couple of the team members like quit and got fired. And
Because Zach is a douche.
he's a huge douche, which we'll get into. But yeah,
Does Zach ever get a lower back tattoo in later seasons? That's my question.
not in any seasons I've seen. But he does get more and more ripped. And he
Wow.
will frequently
Bring
get
that up.
scratched, I'm doing air quotes, by ghosts so that he can take his shirt off.
Well, ghosts hate her shirts. That's what I've learned.
I mean, ain't that the truth? Okay, so
No, I don't think it is. I don't think that is the truth, Samantha.
I don't know.
He's just showing what the good Lord blessed him with. Amen. I wasn't that mad at it.
So I've seen
Just saying.
I've seen the show a lot. Liz, we watched this episode together. Liz has never seen the show
I've
before.
never seen this show before. It made me kind of, surprise, it made me kind of angry. 'Cause I don't like Zach.
Kara, you have seen the show
Oh,
before.
I've seen lots of the show.
Yes.
I don't like looking at Zach's face.
You didn't like his low back.
I didn't
You
like.
see a lot of Zach's lower back
He's
in this
crawling a lot.
episode.
Why is he crawling,
He's
so
crawling
much?
a lot. He's wearing kind of oversized jeans, and you end up seeing a lot of his lower back.
How
and
much pomade is in his hair?
It's
Too much.
way too much. He reminds. Do you remember that band Trapped?
Yes.
That's what he makes me think of.
The whole group reminds me of a late 90s emo band, but not in a good way.
They want to be that.
They
So,
really want to be alt rock.
Do you know what Zach is up to these days?
He works at Savers.
I think he still has. This show may still be on. I'm not totally sure.
Just a guess.
Throwing it out there.
Maybe he's
Working
also working at Savers. I believe there was this haunted house that no one wanted to buy because it was haunted, and he bought it and then made a documentary about it called Hell House. The podcast True Crime Obsessed did an episode on it, and it's hilarious. I've never seen the documentary, but it's as ridiculous as you can imagine. I think he's also amassed like this collection of haunted things and weird, and like he charges people to come see it. He has like this haunted doll.
Oh.
Yeah, he's like turned this into a whole thing.
I ain't mad at him for getting a cheap house on discount for being haunted. That's what I'm looking to do. That's how you acquire property.
Yeah,
Look,
that seems like the
on the
smartest
cheap.
So
thing
you
he's
have to
done.
have some undead roommates, whatever.
Yeah.
Since we're talking-
they don't take up much space.
And they probably don't make your chairs become rotten.
You don't have to wait for them to be done in the bathroom. They
Yes.
sound like the best kind of roommates.
They don't play gongs at midnight.
Yeah, they're not banging on a soup pot, acting like that's music. Someone's, I won't say whose roommate has been doing.
You don't have to worry about their stench, like my college roommate I mentioned
Yeah.
earlier.
Stench.
Look, it's
But I
fine.
hear that sometimes ghosts smell like meat.
Oh.
Is this true?
And sulfur.
I guess
Or that's demons, right?
Yeah, I think it's demons. Sorry, I'm the ghost expert. I mean, of
I don't know what
course
ghosts
they
smell
do
like.
that.
I feel like several of our listeners who have written in have talked about sort of more sulfurs, but also
Smells, yeah.
stenches for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, bad ghosts probably don't smell good, but anyway. Okay, so here is what Ghost Adventures is about. This is from Wikipedia. Ghost Adventures is an American television series about the paranormal that premiered on October 17th, 2008 on the Travel Channel. Produced by My Tupelo Entertainment. I don't know. The program follows ghost hunters Zach Bagans, Nick Groff, and Aaron Goodwin as they investigate locations that are reported to be haunted. The show is introduced and narrated by Zach. Ghost Adventures began as an independent film produced in a documentary style. It was filmed in 2004 and produced by For Real Productions in 2006.
For real.
It's literally the number 4 REEL. Yeah.
Oh no.
The Sci-Fi Channel premiered the documentary, which was called Ghost Adventures, on July 25th, 2007. The documentary centered on the trio's investigation of the alleged paranormal activity in and around Virginia City, Nevada. The crew returned there during the series' 5th season. The film also featured the Goldfield Hotel in Goldfield, Nevada, which the crew later returned to during the series' 4th and 7th seasons and caught more substantial evidence. Since we're talking about Zach, so last night I was doing my research on Ghost Adventures, and I wanted to find something on the internet that more succinctly summed up the dude bro, douchebaggy essence that is Zach Bagans, because I'm just not very good at describing things. And I found this amazing article by the Portland Mercury, written by a man named Joe Streckert, who reviewed this event that Zach Bagans put on in Portland for fans of the show who won this contest. It was like an overnight ghost hunt. And I think it just really, I want to read you parts of it. I think it just really sums up who Zach Bagans is.
I'm looking forward to that.
And the title is A Grown Man Yelling at Dust and Air. My Night with Zach from Ghost Adventures. So the article goes like this. I did not enjoy myself last night. You probably did. You were probably doing something amusing, like watching television or having sex. I was not. Much to my chagrin, noted sadist and Mercury Arts editor Allison Hallett thought it would be funny if I went on a tour of the Shanghai tunnels hosted by Zach Bagans of the Travel Channel's Ghost Adventures. I did. It was terrible. Now you have to share my pain. So I didn't. I printed this article and I didn't include the photo, but they have there's so many memes of Zach Bagans on the internet with him like bug-eyed and spiky haired. One originally accompanied this article with a caption underneath it that said, guys, I think my hair product is haunted.
True.
I just wanted to include that.
I mean, it was a bad choice. I don't know that you can blame the spirit world for that, though. I don't think they want anything to do
He's
with that
stuck in
hair.
the
I don't
90s
think
with
so.
that hair.
Yeah, his hair, to my knowledge, has not changed. The whole evening stood upon twin pedestals of steaming awful bullshit.
Ugh.
First, the Shanghai tunnels are an urban myth. So they also refer to the Shanghai tunnels in this episode or in this article with quotes around them. So I don't think it's their actual name and probably has some racist origins. So just be aware of that. The tunnels are actually the basement of a building originally called the Merchant Hotel, now home to a bunch of eateries. I've long been intrigued by the idea that Portland had a big sinister dungeon beneath it, but several experts on the matter have told me that probably was not the case.
Aww.
So the article continues. I like horror movies, haunted houses, and even a ghost tour now and then. I am, however, also an intelligent human being who can tell reality from fantasy. Zach Bagans of Ghost Adventures does not appear to be one of these humans.
Oh.
Wow.
Bagans' persona is one of an amiable side of meat. He's stocky, deep-voiced, and seems like the kind of guy who would call you bro without any sense of self-consciousness or, for that matter,
well, yeah.
self-awareness.
Yeah.
In his introductory remarks, Bagans talked about how he didn't believe in ghosts until he had a paranormal experience himself, which inspired him to become, as he calls himself, a professional paranormal investigator. Most of the, quote, investigation consisted of Baggins yelling at the air, asking if any specific ghosts were around, and pointing at various objects at nooks and crannies. The gadgets made funny noises, but that's about it. After which, Baggins would say, yes, hello, or something to that effect. Throughout the tour, this continued.
Oh, no.
Static, yelling, more yelling, speculation on the part of the audience that they'd heard something. Static, boredom. The consensus was that the ghosts just weren't out that night, but Baggins claimed that the last time he was in the Shanghai tunnels, a ghost asked him to get naked.
He always is becoming...
That's
shirtless.
projection. That's projection.
The whole thing was terrible. As a historical tour, it failed because, it was trying to pass off a basement as a super secret underground dungeon. More importantly, as a creepy ghost experience, it also failed. If Baggins does believe in ghosts, he's a credulous doofus, and if he doesn't, he's a charlatan. There was only Baggins yelling at his screeching ghost hunting equipment and ignoring the people whom he presumably was there to entertain. For someone who's been judged a competent enough performer to be on television on a regular basis,
yeah, I that's
Baggins
suspect.
was a
That's
dead
suspect.
fish. He is quite simply not any good at putting on a show. On my way out, I talked to 2 fans of Ghost Adventures and asked them if they really believed the space we were in was haunted. Oh yeah, one of them said, but not tonight.
Well, I don't know.
That's one person's experience with Zach Baggins, and I really think it really gets to the essence of who he is.
I
as a
just
person.
want to
Yeah.
sing that song. I'm not a perfect person. That's what his hair.
Yeah.
I have that stuck in my head now just from looking at his hair.
Is there anything else we want to say about the show before we dive into the recap?
I find this painful. I have a horrible burning sensation.
In your eyeballs from
Yes.
seeing Zach
I
Baggins.
think you
Yes.
should get that checked out at Minute Clinic.
The other thing I wanted to mention about this trio of dudes is that Kara noticed this too, but as like the years go on and like the seasons continue, you can tell that Aaron and Nick become slowly more and more hatred grows from them towards Zach, because he's always doing things like yelling at them and bossing them around
Yeah.
and making Aaron, who's clearly the most scared of the 3, sit in like haunted attics alone.
I mean, that's just not a good friendship.
No,
No,
it's
it's
not.
It's not healthy. These working conditions don't seem good to me.
I was saying they need to be contacting HR.
Yes.
Yeah.
OSHA.
yeah.
And later, I don't
They're
know when
breathing
this
in all
was.
sorts of asbestos, I'm
Yes,
sure.
yes.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's later seasons where Zach makes a big to do about how he has breathing problems and he has to wear like respirators on these investigations or lockdowns. Kara's rolling her eyes.
I
Yes.
mean, they are in sort of like falling apart buildings. That's probably a much bigger concern than the ghosts.
Probably.
yeah.
But there was some drama later on. In particular, I found some information about how Aaron left the show. So
Oh.
Aaron Goodwin has been fired from the Travel Channel television series Ghost Adventures, according to a Travel Channel executive. Goodwin was fired from the series following an interview he did with the Are We Alone podcast, in which he went on an 8-minute rant about how the Travel Channel took everything that was authentic and truly paranormal about the show and made a mockery of it by making the crew record its own voices in place of actual EVPs when filming did not reveal enough evidence to satisfy producers.
Oh.
Yes, so just so you know, I don't know that this is happening.
Did he get unemployment after that?
I hope he
Probably
did.
not. I know that Nick eventually quit the show, and he went on to have like another like very successful ghost show on the Travel Channel. So I think they're probably doing fine. But
Nick is the one who seems the most legit to me.
Yeah.
As a true ghost expert, we'll say in air quotes.
Yeah.
Nick seems the most legit, and Aaron seems the most likable. And then there's Zach.
And then Zach just has nothing going for him at all.
Zach just really, really wanted to be in an alt band. Exactly.
Yes, and Zach's got this whole like I'm a dark and mysterious, like it's gross. This whole episode is just gonna be Liz sighing.
So much sighing. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance.
So we watched the series premiere, which is Bobby Mackey's Music World, and I think this is one of their more like famous episodes.
If anybody has been to this place, we definitely want to hear from you about
It's in
your
Kentucky.
Yes.
experience in Kentucky at this.
Wilder, Kentucky, at Bobby Mackey's Music
Yeah.
World, which I do think got some notoriety after the show premiere.
I mean, I have to say, it looks like a dump.
yeah.
I feel like if they just gave it a good clean, it would be a lot less haunted.
Marie, condo.
Yeah, get
Could
in
work
there.
some magic on this
Get in
place.
there.
Because nothing sparks joy. Clean
sure.
that dump. It just seems like very dusty and poorly lit.
Why was there hairspray in a bar?
Well, that was in the caretaker's
Oh.
apartment, which it looks the same as the entire. It's dumpy, it's gross, it's dirty. It
But
all
no
looks
one's
the
living
same.
there. They should clean that out too.
It's dingy.
I'm not sure they have a ghost problem so much as just like a. I don't even know if you call that sanitation
Dust and
problem.
debris
Yeah,
issue?
Yeah, it's more of just like a cleanliness problem.
So, Bobby Mackey's Music World is the series premiere of Ghost Adventures. Zach leads the Ghost Adventures crew to Wilder, Kentucky to investigate Bobby Mackey's Music World. With a history full of murder, suicide, and satanic cult activity, this nightclub has
It's a stretch.
become known as Hell's Gate.
What is
Liz,
the-
what do you want to say about the satanic?
What is the evidence about the satanic
Exactly,
cult
I-
activity?
I think the evidence to all of this is just rumor.
It's that guy who's saying, in my opinion.
Yes.
In my
There's
opinion.
like a quote, town historian or something that's interviewed at one point, and he always just keeps saying, "Well, it's the facts are this, but in my opinion." We're one sentence into the recap.
If you're playing the sigh along with Liz drinking game, now's your time to drink.
yeah, you don't be
Glug,
planning on
glug.
going anywhere. All right, with
Don't play that game and drive. Thank you.
Bobby Mackey's is said to be infested with demons and evil spirits.
It's infested with something. I think it's
Well,
mice.
maybe cockroaches. Many people were possessed and scratched there.
Many.
In its history, a showgirl at Bobby Mackey's named Johanna had a boyfriend named Robert Randall. When Johanna's father learned that Johanna was pregnant with Randall's child, he had Robert murdered by a gunshot to the head. Johanna was so distraught about it that she poisoned her father and succeeded with taking her own life.
Okay. They could have introduced that way better on the show. They just jump right into.
You get a lot of information right up front because there's not a lot of time to get the history before they go to the lockdown.
I think they should have introduced it way better.
Yeah.
There's also the story that they tell about a woman, Pearl Bryant, who was allegedly, she was murdered in this area. And they keep saying that, so she was beheaded by these two men who may or may not have been Satan worshipers. That's not clear.
I'm
And
gonna guess no.
I don't think so.
I agree.
She was,
I'm gonna place a very large bet on they were not Satan worshippers.
she was the girlfriend of one of the people who killed her, and she was beheaded, and her body was thrown in the river. She did not die at Bobby Mackey's, but there's this rumor that her head was thrown into the well in the because Bobby Mackey's used to be a slaughterhouse, or it's attached to a building that used to be a slaughterhouse, and the blood would go through this well in the basement, and there's this legend. It sounds like an urban legend that her head was thrown into this
It's
well.
like it's something kids make up to scare
Yes,
each other
yes.
at slumber parties.
Yeah.
And now that's being just accepted as fact on this show.
There's no evidence that her killers were ever at Bobby Mackey's or that her head was ever there, but Zach keeps repeating it as if it was true.
Yeah, that's pretty annoying.
I don't believe it.
And then he goes and he gets some more hair gel.
Yeah, that's off camera, but we assume that it's happening.
I mean, it has to be to maintain that level of pointiness.
It's so greasy. It looks like he just got out of a pool.
It's
Yes,
always slick and shining.
It's so slick.
So Zach, Nick, and Aaron arrive at Bobby Mackey's Music World, a nightclub in Wilder, Kentucky, just south of
A
downtown
nightclub?
Cincinnati.
That's a loose definition.
It's more of a honky tonk.
Yes.
Yes.
Located off the east bank of the north flowing Licking River, this former
I don't like the name.
I don't
of that.
either. Not
I
into
know
it.
I'm sorry, that's what it's called. This former slaughterhouse.
Can we
turned
rename the river?
Speakeasy. Maybe it's been renamed since. I mean, this aired. I don't know when this aired, but this was one of their first episodes, so maybe they've changed the name. This former slaughterhouse turned speakeasy is reportedly one of the most haunted locations in the U.S., having centuries-old connections to organized crime, multiple murders, and satanic cult activity.
What is the satanic cult? Two people cannot equal a cult. I'm sorry. I am
Really good
sorry.
point.
Two people who may or may not have ever been there.
One Satanist is not a cult.
No.
Zach keeps saying that people would do satanic ritual human sacrifices in the basement.
Okay, he said that they definitely did animal sacrifices and that some people think they did human sacrifices. And I was like, okay, first of all, no one thinks that. And also, I think the animal sacrifice part is just
the slaughterhouse.
the
Literally,
slaughter.
yeah.
Yeah, they slaughtered animals.
Not
make
for
them into
sacrifices, for
cheeseburgers.
burgers.
Outside the building is a sign that provides a disclaimer that the building's management does not take any responsibility and cannot be held liable for any activity of ghosts on the premises.
I would like a sign like this for my house.
Same.
Kind of nice, yeah. The building's murders date back to,
That's something we
1896.
should maybe have for patrons. They could get a sign.
That says management cannot be held liable for
Yes.
ghost activity on the
That's a
premises.
great idea.
Yes.
I love that. So the murders at this place date back to 1896, when one of the most notorious murders in Kentucky history occurred. A woman by the name of Pearl Bryan was beheaded some miles from the building by two men.
Why did they bring her head there then?
I don't
She
think they
loved country music, and they wanted her to hear it one last time.
Alonzo Walling and Scott Jackson murdered her. I believe she was dating Scott Jackson. I'm not so sure. Bloodhounds found the headless body and tracked her scent to the building, whereupon they captured the two men. Officials never found the head and contended that it probably washed into the river, but it is of the opinion of Douglas Hensley, author of Hell's Gate, that the men went to the abandoned well underneath Bobby Mackey's Music World, which was connected to the river via a sewer, and offered the head as a blood sacrifice to the devil.
Oh my god.
This
No.
is making shit up. I'm gonna start saying this about everywhere I go.
Yeah.
I don't know where Douglas Hensley got that information, but he's interviewed for
His ass.
Quite possibly.
Can we start a rumor right now that at the downtown Minneapolis library, in the basement, by the parking garage,
Is a portal to hell.
is a portal to hell that I once went and made a deal with the devil.
I was gonna say the Lake Street Cub Foods produce area.
If we just keep saying that, we'll eventually be like, well, I
Someone will write a book about it, and maybe Zach Bagans will come and do
no.
a lockdown.
Okay, please let's start the rumor that nowhere in the Twin Cities area is haunted, so Zach Baggins stays away. There's no ghosts
I like
anywhere
that.
to be found.
I do think they've been to Minnesota.
Well,
but
they
I'm
would
not
have to be if
sure.
they've been on this show
Well,
for 15
yeah.
fucking years.
Yeah,
Eventually,
this
they're going to
show's
make it
been
to the
around for
States.
a long time. The well?
Do you think they investigated the Phantom Pig at the Minnesota State Fair?
Is there a phantom pig?
Yeah.
Allegedly,
Fucking A.
allegedly, the swine barn at
Has
the
a-
Minnesota
has a
State
ghost
Fair
pig.
is haunted by the ghost of a pig. However, according to legend, the pig ghost cannot be captured on camera.
So don't think you're going to find a picture of
Yes, so
I'm rolling my eyes, and I'm a ghost believer here. I might be part ghost.
So the well is the last remnant of the building's former history as a slaughterhouse and was meant to channel blood from the former killing floor to the river, making it...
Pollution.
This is...
Yes, thank the EPA. This is not what we do anymore.
Many people think that this well is the gateway to hell itself.
Who thinks that?
That one guy
I think this
with
guy...
a button up who looks like a priest.
Probably, you're right. There's probably a lot of urban legends that kids tell in
Yeah.
this town, and that's just passed down from kid to kid over the years. And now the Travel Channel is here with
They're
these
like, well-
dude bros.
A 12-year-old at a playground told me this, so it must be true.
A 12-year-old on Tumblr wrote about it, so it must be true.
Yes.
Yes. So the two men also proclaimed at the gallows that they would come back and haunt the area forever.
I'm going
Forever.
to say that as I'm dying.
Same.
I'm going to say, watch out, my enemies. I will
Will
be
haunt
haunting
you for the rest of your
forever.
days. So the ghosts that have been
People go, oh shit, Liz is
Fucking A.
serious. Put that in my will. She also wanted you to know that she did not like you and that she'll haunt you forever. So, thanks
We're
for
gonna-
attending this will reading.
we'll read that at your
Have a nice
funeral.
life.
Yeah.
Have a nice life.
Here's a sign to hang up that says that the management is not responsible for her ghost.
So the ghosts that have been experienced at Bobby Mackey's have been identified as these men by numerous eyewitnesses, including owner Bobby Mackey's wife, Janet Mackey. Zach and crew sought her out, but were unable to reach her and were told by Mr. Mackey that she had ghostly experiences upstairs in an old apartment in the building where she heard a voice say, "Get out," and a full-bodied apparition of a man, which she later identified from a photograph as Alfonso Walling, pushed her forcefully back on top of the steps.
Okay.
Since then, she refused to be at the building for several years.
Because she hates country music.
Yeah.
That might be why. Liz, I want your review of the song Johanna that they play in this
it's
episode.
not the worst song I've ever heard. I'm not a country music person. It's fine. My reaction to it was when Zach Baggins contacted this guy, like, we want to film in your stupid dump of a honky tonk. The guy was like, okay, but you have to pay at least 30 seconds of my song. So then, of course, Zach's like, well, I'm just a big fan of the song Johanna, which no one is. What? No one on earth is a big fan of that song. And so then they got to play it and like show some promo stills of him as like a music, like anyone cares. It's just also tiresome.
Yes. So Zach and crew next meet with the former caretaker of the building, Carl Lawson, who has
This
an
guy
even
is
more shocking story to
sketch.
relate.
He was tweaking.
Yeah, this guy is not sober.
No, I don't think
possibly
so.
he's never sober.
Allegedly.
He looked clammy.
He reminded you of a clam?
He didn't know he was sweating.
Oh,
I need your description of Carl Lawson.
Carl Lawson looks like a bad librarian who's got some glasses from 1984.
True.
He wanted to be in a rock band because he's got like shoulder length hair, but it's not working out.
He's wearing this tweed coat.
Yeah.
Over a bad plaid button up.
Yes.
And these beady eyes and this clammy sweat.
Yeah, and his eyes, his gaze is kind of like always just like looking through you.
It's like capable of focusing.
Yes.
Yeah. So that kind of paints the picture.
Okay,
He's sort of a mouth breather.
yeah.
He's definitely a mouth breather.
Allegedly.
Sorry to make fun of
Carl is not
librarians.
listening to this episode. You can say whatever you want about Carl
I'm
Lawson.
just going to keep saying allegedly.
It's possible that Carl Lawson isn't with us
I'm
anymore.
convinced that that's legal protection from any.
Allegedly. In my opinion.
In my opinion,
So
he has a substance abuse problem.
So Carl Lawson was a former caretaker. Back when he used to live and sleep in the apartment upstairs, always with a shotgun by his bed.
Move.
That's paranoid.
How is a shotgun going to save you from demons? I want to know.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're not going to kill them.
I
don't understand what...
I don't really think any of this guy's decisions make sense.
No.
So
Every morning at 6 a.m., he was awoken to what sounded like an army marching through the bar below him.
That's too much.
Then, in
was that just his alarm clock and he was hungover?
the ghosts were telling him to wake the fuck up and get to work.
Yeah.
Then on one
Carl,
occasion,
quit sleeping. Carl, quit sleeping.
he became demonically possessed.
Uh-huh.
And a reverend spent 6 hours performing an exorcism on him, and Carl woke up with no recollection of what happened.
PCP will do that to you.
If I needed an exorcism, how would I even find someone?
Google?
I'm really just gonna Google like.
Google.
Am I really just gonna Google like Minneapolis exorcism?
You'd
And
probably go down to a Catholic church.
I don't
and
think
say,
most priests in the U.S. perform
No,
exorcisms.
they don't, but they may have a number to call.
They've got a friend.
They probably have a
Okay.
directory. Someone you can call. Maybe. I don't know who else you'd find one. Word of mouth. Joe down
Yelp?
the street is like, look, my cousin had an exorcism done last year. I got a guy.
A friend of mine once helped out with an exorcism. I'm
Really?
gonna have to ask how
What?
that occurred.
We need them on the
Yeah.
show to tell this story.
Yeah, I don't have many details.
How do you help out with an exorcism? You hold down one. You're like one of 4 people that hold down a limb.
People would often come to her for like spiritual advice for like how to like deal with people who have hexed them or whatever. And she would say like, "Oh, you need to like put salt by your door," you know. And somehow, yeah, she got involved in like helping with some exorcism. But I don't really have details on it.
Well, we need more details.
we
You can't
do.
just tease us with this information and not give us all of the the details. Is there like a I don't know, like a HIPAA related, like, can you not tell? So if you're involved in an exorcism, is there like some privacy?
See, that's the reason I don't have
where you
details. Is
can't,
she
like-
didn't really want to talk about it.
Yeah, it's like a medical procedure. You can't just be telling it on a
I mean, you're not
podcast.
supposed to. You know, you have confidentially with your doctor and your priest. So
Right.
maybe that falls
Yeah.
under it.
Maybe. So
Samantha's like, no. Moving on.
after the exorcism, an entire wall mysteriously caught fire, and the fire department had to come and put out the fire.
Obviously, this place has perfect wiring.
I was gonna say, I'm sort of surprised that this place hasn't burned down.
Yeah. I'm surprised it hasn't burned down by accident. I'm surprised they haven't burned it down for the insurance money.
Yeah, seriously.
It is a dump and a half.
Ooh.
To this day, Carl Lawson proclaims that by the grace of God, the demonic spirits have left him alone. So
Yes.
the exorcism worked, I guess.
I guess.
At one point, Carl says that he like tried to strangle the priest or something.
Yeah, he mentioned that like real casually in a way that I'm not sure you can just like drop that into, like, maybe you can't just go, oh yeah, my friend once helped with an exorcism. Maybe you can't just go, oh yeah, I once was possessed and tried to strangle a priest. So, corn muffin? Like, can you just drop that into conversation and then everybody just like politely is like,
Okay.
oh.
Zach's there like, oh yeah, dude, that makes sense.
It's like if you were saying like, yeah, so I need to go pick up my dry cleaning or what, you know, the most boring thing. Like, oh, I once almost strangled a priest.
Anyway, bran muffins.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna go get some pizza. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
All right. Carl later shows Zach up to his old apartment room where that activity took place, relating that sometimes he feels cold winds going up the steps. And
Yeah,
Zach,
because it's drafty.
yeah, this place is not well insulated. Okay.
This place needs to be cleaned out and a little remodeling, and I guarantee it's going to feel a lot less haunted.
Yeah.
That's the Liz Walker guarantee.
So this is where Zach declares his full intention to taunt the spirits who possessed Carl because they're bullies.
He's like,
How
I'm
dare
gonna
they?"
stand up. This is what's so annoying about Zach is he thinks he's such a tough guy, but he's literally like yelling. I'm like, I'm gonna stand up to an empty room.
Yeah. He's really talking to air.
Yeah, he
Yes.
really is screaming
And
at
dust.
dust and air because he
Yes.
like thinks he's acting tough, standing up to no one because he's such a puss. Oh my god, I hate it.
So I think I missed this when I was watching the episode. Carl says that he found a piece of human skull in the well beneath the building.
How does he know?
Zach just claims he did later. I don't
I
know.
don't buy it.
This place was literally a slaughterhouse. How would he know that was a human skull?
True. Carl says that in doing so, he believes that he opened up the building to its demonic attacks on the living.
I think he was on mushrooms.
Look, we have opinions. We have
In my
theories.
opinion. In my opinion.
So I was right. Carl Lawson passed away a few years after this show. So
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Carl. You
The ghosts finally got him, huh?
live on forever in Bobby Mackey's Music World
Wow.
on the Travel
In the
Channel.
fucking well.
All right. Other employee accounts of paranormal activity include eyewitnesses
A
Rich
malfunctioning
Lawson.
jukebox.
Yes. Well, first we get the story of Rich Lawson, who went into the bathroom to wash his hands at a sink, and a metal garbage can to the left of the sink suddenly hurled itself back towards the wall behind him with violent force. He turned around and saw
It's
a
almost
man.
as if people at this bar have been drinking.
I think he was an employee, but that doesn't mean he wasn't.
Oh, people in the service
Taking a
industry
few,
are throwing
uh,
them back
yeah.
behind the bar.
Few,
Come on.
yeah.
We all know.
So he saw a man with a handlebar mustache standing there.
Oh, that's our MVM. That's
Yes.
whoever that ghost
the mysterious
was.
mustachioed.
The mustache ghost of Bob Maggie's Music World.
So next the room got intensely hot. The apparition apparently said the words "die game, die game, die game" over and over again.
Yeah, they wanted to play a game that involved dice, and that guy wasn't having it.
Apparently not.
So they threw a trash can.
Yes. Then next we meet.
I like that there's no explanation of what that would fucking mean. Die game.
Die game.
Die game.
Die game.
Yeah, they just move on from
Maybe
that.
they're
Game
talking
die.
about the game of dice.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Gambling.
It's like, let's gamble. And that guy's like, ah!
The ghost is like, I just wanted to play a game.
Yeah. That guy, the ghost was someone who had a gambling problem, and he can't stop, even in death.
Maybe. So next,
We're here for you.
Yeah, you can get help, ghost. You can move on.
You can move on
Move
now.
towards the light.
next we
Does
meet.
Zach ever help these ghosts move on, or he just yells at them a
He
lot?
seems to just yell.
I think he mostly just yells. He often makes assumptions that the ghosts he meets are demonic or satanic or whatever. So
Based on nothing.
based on I don't know. So next, manager
I have a lot of
Donna-
issues with Zach. I think I have to write him a letter. A long letter.
Also, can I just say, as someone who sees ghosts at times and hears ghosts, you don't have to always be in the dark.
Yeah.
Yes.
A main theme of this show is that we're gonna go into the haunted place. We're gonna turn all the
pitch
lights
black.
off, and it's
I don't know why these shows do that. I guess just to make it more.
I
Spooky.
think it just makes it visually look more spooky.
you can see them in the daylight. You
Yeah.
can see them with lights on. If a place is genuinely haunted, the activity will happen in day and at night. But I can see where they're coming from. Usually spirit activity does happen in the witching hour,
Yes.
late at night, 3:00 in the morning.
Yep. And they talk about that in the show, I know, in some episodes about the witching hour. But yeah, they don't need it to be pitch black. One of the things, too, is it's like, why are these people always so scared? Because the crew is always looking terrified. But if
think
you're in a reportedly haunted place in pitch black, there's literally no lights, like, of course they're going to look scared all the time.
I think that they're making it black all the time because they just want to film through what are those cameras?
Oh, yeah. It looks more convincing when you use the, night vision camera.
Yeah, the night vision. Because I think that just makes it look spooky.
Yes, it definitely makes it look more spooky. The other thing about the show, and these shows in general, is they're always filming each other.
Right.
They're never filming, the room at large. So you'll be, 90% of the time the camera is focused on one of the crew members.
It's
and then the
focused
crew
on
member...
Zach's lower back.
Yes. And then Zach will claim to see something, and then they'll swing the camera around, and of course it's not there.
It's like you have multiple cameras. Maybe you should be looking at different things.
Yes. So
not
that's the other
very
thing that
well,
always drives me
directed.
crazy about these shows. But, yeah.
Zach, get it together.
Next, manager Donna Clifton reports that one day she came into the bar and the jukebox was playing a song that was not on the jukebox and it was not plugged in. Apparently, it was playing the anniversary waltz. Which is kind of, it's kind of spooky, like a spooky song when you're
I'm just
in this
making. I just
context.
made that up. That
I
wasn't a
I
song.
thought
the
it was
anniversary
nice.
It was a nice.
It is a nice
It sounds
waltz.
like something that would be playing on maybe like a ghost ship.
Yeah.
If that gives you the right vibe.
Yes.
If you heard this was the song that was playing while the Titanic sunk, you'd be like, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Which I've heard that about 12 different songs, so I'm not really sure. If anybody wants to get back to me on the facts of that matter, and not just your opinion.
So Zach is next shown interviewing Bobby Mackey, who is the writer of the song Johanna, which they play. So in 1930, Johanna was pregnant with her boyfriend Robert Randall's baby.
I'm sorry, don't you mean her lover?
She was pregnant by Robert Randall, her lover. That's
lover.
weird ways of describing.
I didn't like that.
Robert Randall.
What, you didn't like her lover?
Yeah, Zach saying that is really, it just creeps me out. I don't want to hear him talking about
He has
her
a very unfuckable face.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the record.
Absolutely. So Robert Randall's murder was arranged by Johanna's father. Johanna then poisoned her father and then killed herself. But not before leaving a poem upstairs in the building's spotlight room. The modern day Bobby Mackey wrote the song in probably 15 minutes. I don't know.
Seems about right.
Might make sense
It
to
was
you if you
high
hear the
quality.
song.
Yeah.
As a side note, they talk about the fact that modern day Bobby Mackey was originally named Randy Mackey, but one day, but when he was 1 day old, he was inexplicably renamed by his mother for no apparent reason. Something came over her, and she decided to change his name to Robert Randall Mackey. So they ask Bobby Mackey, "Do you think that you're the reincarnation of Robert Randall?" And he's like, "No, I don't believe in reincarnation," but he's kind of winking,
Right.
It's weird. It's a weird story.
Yeah, that part was just kind of to me.
Yeah. I can't. Whatever. That's like, okay. I guess.
So they're still interviewing that Douglas Hensley guy, and he says that it wouldn't surprise him if their equipment malfunctioned throughout the night because everyone
That's called foreshadowing, everyone.
who have tried to investigate this building have had audio and video problems. They are then led by caretaker Matt Coates to the only entrance to the building's basement, which is where the well is.
Is that actually underground, or is it just like kind of a
It is
weird barn area?
It is the basement.
Okay.
Okay, and that Matt guy, he just wants to like make up a bunch of shit on the spot
I
and be
know.
like, this circle turned
Yeah.
neon green.
Yeah,
It's
so
like,
they're down
huh?
there, and Zach is pointing at like a discolored part of the wall, and he's like, "I see a face." And then this Matt guy's, "Yeah, they call this place the Hall of Faces."
Yeah, I swear.
room
he's-
of faces.
He's
He's just making it all
shit
up.
It did not sound credible.
It's like, oh, yeah. So you're looking for what? Satanic demons? Good thing you came to the satanic demon room. Because we got a lot of them here.
Matt also tells them that one eyewitness has said that they were down there one night and a satanic symbol on the floor was glowing green
What
and felt
symbol?
hot to the touch. I don't. It just appeared. It's not clear.
What, like a goat?
I don't know.
Just a pentagram?
I guess a pentagram. I'm not really sure. Zach doesn't seem to really truly understand Satanism, so that comes up again and again. Later on, he's like putting candles out, like during their investigation.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, "Don't worry, I'm not going to do it in like a ritual way." What?
Yeah, he's like, I'm not thinking of my Lord Satan while I do
There's
this.
an episode where they go to Anton LaVoy's old place and they try to do a satanic ritual. Anyway, it's on YouTube. You should look it up. It's pretty funny.
Oh.
A lot of I can only imagine. I don't know that I've seen that one.
They're
but-
like, this is where Anton LaVoy's personal lion scratched on the door. And it's like,
He had a lion?
yeah, apparently he had a pet lion.
he was pretty
Whoa.
extra. Yeah.
That's kind of...
I-
It's both cool
It's-
and cruel.
It is.
Yes. So while they're in the basement, like just kind of looking around, they find this Jesus statue whose head is missing and like broken off. And Zach is like, "Can you believe it broke in this exact way where Pearl Bryant was beheaded and her head thrown into the well?"
And I was like, yes, I
because
can.
this place is literally full of shit. It's so dirty.
It's super dirty. It's just... It looks more to me like something from American Pickers, where people always have like all these buildings on their property, and they're like, "Oh, well, we haven't even looked in the 5th building yet," and then you go in, and it's just like garbage.
Yeah.
That's what this looks like. So the idea, can you believe the statue of Jesus broke? And I was like,
Yeah.
well, you weren't taking care of it.
Yeah, it was thrown in the basement.
Oh, yes?
Yes.
I can believe that, actually. It's very believable to me.
And the floor is just dirt and everything is just
It's like, oh, you had it on a rickety shelf where it could easily fall off and break. Like,
Shocking.
Yeah. Yes, I do believe it, bro.
Yes. All right, so then they go down to the river and look around in this storm sewer.
I'm sorry, what's the name of the river, Samantha?
The Licking River.
Nope.
The Licking River.
Yeah, I just
They
wanted
go down to
say
the
that.
Licking River and explore this storm drain that leads to the Licking River. We just get a lot of shots of Zach's ass and lower back. Nothing happens except you see his butt, and they walk around in a storm.
Maybe for
storm
someone that
drain,
was enough.
I guess.
Not for me, but
No, not for us. Not at all. Okay, so now we get to the part of the show that is called the lockdown. And before we get there, I think I'm going to eat a few cheesies.
yeah, get in
Yes.
like the right
We
headspace.
pass around some cheesies. We got an open bag of cheesies. We got some wine on the table.
How's that $3 Moscato?
Delicious.
Yeah, that was $3 well spent.
I don't know.
It's a good deal. 3 bottles for $3.
I know, it's very good.
It was good. I put a little bit of that pink lemonade in it, and it was delicious.
That's what makes it for breakfast.
Exactly. You gotta mix it with juice.
Yes, we're recording this at 11 a.m. All right. So, the lockdown.
Dun dun dun.
So, it's raining heavily.
Is it?
I didn't see that.
No, I did
It was
not.
drizzling, but they claim it was raining heavily.
Okay. So they lie about even the weather.
So here's what they're gonna do. They lay it all out for this Matt guy who's gonna lock him in, because there's like different parts of the building. There's the nightclub, and then there's the basement.
Again, loose definitions here.
Yeah.
They start the evening in the nightclub. This is the part of the premise premise of the show is that they get locked in. So they have someone who
You
works
know,
there.
like at church.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Like a lock. Yes.
Not only do they just take rumors from children as fact, they also think that lock-ins are cool.
So he's going to lock them in the main speakeasy area, and then at 2 a.m. he's going to come get them and lock them in the basement slaughterhouse area.
Basically, it's inconvenient that they can't get into the basement from like the main place.
Right. So they begin their investigation by taunting and goading the spirits into showing themselves. And their first idea...
I'm just picturing all the spirits rolling their eyes.
They for sure are.
like 90% of the investigation is just Zach running around going, "Come at me, ghosts!" and telling the ghost to attack Aaron and Nick.
He's like, yeah, attack them if you're here.
And then the other guy, Nick, he's like, if you're really here, attack Zach. He's like totally like trying to fuck with that guy. He's like, he's
I
a
would say that.
douche.
Actually, anytime I think there's going to be a ghost around, I'm just going to say, if you're here, attack Zach.
Yeah.
Wherever you are, go there.
Wherever Zach is, I don't know, find him and attack him. Scratch his forehead.
So their first idea is to put a portable radio on the ground and play the anniversary waltz.
Oh yeah, it looks like they went to the Goodwill.
Yep.
They just bought like an old CD player boombox. Those like ones that were really circular,
Yep.
silver ones. Maybe you used to have one in your
I definitely
bedroom.
did.
He has one of those for some reason. Maybe he found it in his mom's garage, and he has the anniversary waltz somehow,
On a CD.
and he plays that for the ghosts because it's their favorite. It's their favorite tune.
So we listened to the anniversary waltz for a while. After a moment, they begin to feel extremely cold, and the hairs on their arms and neck stand on end, and we have to sit through like 3 minutes of them filming their arm hairs.
Yeah, it's like the building might be cold and drafty.
Yeah.
That's not proof of.
And it was 3 minutes too many for me.
It was like 4 too many.
Yes. So while they're filming their arm hairs, they claim that their equipment picks up a brief, almost squeaky female vocal sound.
I'm very sure this is a mouse.
They replay it and it does sound like a mouse. Or maybe like the floorboard
It's like
creaking.
a beep.
I think this place has mice.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it doesn't look very. Do they serve food at this place? Because
I wouldn't eat there.
I don't know. I would
It
not
better be
chance
only
that.
the hardest liquors. That could not possibly like go bad or.
I'm taking the Everclear.
Yeah, we only serve Everclear, ma'am. You like go up, you're like, I'll
Fine by
have a
me.
beer, and they're like, Everclear it is.
Thank you.
So they
And it comes in like a little cowboy hat.
It comes in one of those boot glasses.
Oh God! You just pass it around.
Boots of Everclear. Oh my god.
So they next ask if Johanna is hiding in the attic and decide to go up there.
Okay.
Yeah. They hear some noises. I don't know. It's 12:30
I hope she
a.m.
scratches Zach's forehead and redoes his hair.
Someone needs to.
He got a ghost haircut.
Oh my God!
It's a bad look.
It's very spiky.
You know
In
what?
all different directions.
Yeah. It's like that Pee Wee Herman haircut, which was a joke also. But then if like that was worse. Because yeah, the spikes instead of just going straight up in the front are coming out like a crown.
Yes.
Like around the whole top of his head, and then the back part is just slicked straight forward. I don't know if he's got maybe a little balding area,
Mine.
but the back part is like slicked like straight forward in a very like
Menacing manner.
kind of a Jersey Shore manner, but
Yes.
like but not high, just like
Forward.
flat
Yeah.
and bad.
It's something.
I'm not
It
a
is something.
perfect person.
I never meant to do those.
Thanks to you. That's all I can think of. It's taking over my brain. That's the real work of the ghosts. The
So-
ghosts are like, remember that band Stained? And they're like, oh God, no. Leave me alone, ghosts.
Oh no!
This is a fate worse than scratches.
So at this point, Zach decides to go into the attic alone, which this is one of the few times where Zach volunteers to go somewhere alone. Usually he's forcing Aaron to
It's
go
because
get locked in
they're
a
at the
creepy
beginning.
attic.
He doesn't
Yes.
know he can just He wants to seem tough. He doesn't know he can just order people around yet.
He's not bossing people
Come
around
at me,
quite
ghost!
as much.
I'm gonna fight you!
Upstairs, Zach captures the faint sound of a woman crying. Yeah, and I think this is where
maybe.
they catch the EVP. I'm not really sure. At some point, they catch an EVP of a ghost saying, "Precious, no."
I didn't hear any of it.
No.
I heard the woman crying.
That kind of did sound like a woman crying.
That one was more believable to me.
It was a woman outside that was being told she had to go to Bob Mackey's Music World, and she just started
It's
crying.
like, God, no.
Zach Bagans isn't there?
Hell no.
This is the worst first date of my life.
Oh, God. If a guy wants to meet you at Bob Mackey's on a first date, run. Run.
That the energy of women forced to go to Bobby Mackey's Music World on a first date is just captured in the
Yes.
walls.
I mean, that's something we could talk about too, is that idea that ghosts are not dead people, that they're trapped energy.
Right.
So maybe it's all the bad experiences at this bar are making it seem haunted. I would buy that for
Same.
sure. The woman crying is, just someone who had to work there.
The music is bad. The staff aren't very nice. And they have bad onion rings. So it's like 2 + 2 = nothing. It's a no for me. Thank you.
It's a no. I would love to see the bar rescue
Oh, my God.
of... Kara's eyes just got so big. She's just the heart eye emoji right now. Like, yes, John Tapper.
I love John Tapper.
Come to Bob Mackey's Music World and fix it up.
Oh
Put
my
in a
God.
butt funnel.
This place could use a butt funnel because I think they have a dance floor.
It will keep all the ghosts in one
Oh.
area.
Love Bar
This
Rescue.
could be a great crossover episode where you have Ghost Adventures, Bar Rescue, and then if they serve food, you could have Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
And all of them come together
Trifecta.
to remodel this place. Get the ghosts out, or maybe only have pleasant ghosts.
This is
Sure.
my reality TV dream right
And
now.
then, actually, like, clean the place.
Marie
put it-
Kondo.
Yes, we need Marie
God, we
Kondo
need her.
to come and declutter it. And then, someone just put like a fresh coat of paint on the walls.
We need the medium from New Jersey Medium to come
Yes.
and bless the place.
Yes.
Yes!
Yeah, so
This could be perfect!
Gordon Ramsay's in the walk-in throwing out nasty meat.
He's like, this has been here for 5 years.
John
It's
Tapper's
disgusting.
going up to the gun, the water, beverage gun. He's like,
Amazing.
you haven't cleaned this in 40 years.
He's putting in a butt funnel.
putting in a butt funnel.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Why
then-
do you only serve Everclear and you need food?
You serve it in a boot? You need glassware, you idiot.
Start serving flatbread. Don't call it pizza, call it flatbread.
Jowls are just flapping in the wind. He's outraged.
I want this to exist so badly. All TV networks get together, make this happen.
Yeah, please.
Zach Bagans is upstairs in the dark just screaming at the
And then
ghosts.
him and Gordon Ramsay get in a fight, and Gordon Ramsay obviously wins.
just punches them out.
Just with one hit. Zach's just passed out on the ground. And then the medium comes and like blesses it so only the good ghosts stay.
I'm going to make an animation of this. It sounds really funny.
Please.
Be incredible. Okay, so Zach comes down from the attic and hears a loud bang and Nick screaming. He catches Nick running out of the men's restroom.
Very scared.
He also tells him, he's like, stop running.
Yeah, so then they go back in there and Nick explains that he was taking a piss and he heard a
As you
loud
do.
bang. And then while they're in there, they start taunting the ghosts. Shortly thereafter, they hear another sound, which isn't really captured on the video, but Nick freaks out and runs away, and Zach starts screaming, "Stop running! Stop running!
Come here.
We do not run from this!" Yeah.
We're here to make out with ghosts. Don't run away from them.
Which I would be calling Osho. Osho.
Osho's the fake guru.
Osho.
Which maybe he could help. I don't know.
He's dead.
Oh, well. Maybe his ghost can
It's a
help.
hostile work environment.
It really is. They need to unionize.
They really do.
All right, so that's about all we got in the main building area. 2 a.m. rolls around, and Matt comes to let them out of the building and go into the basement
Because it's time for another lock-in.
to begin the second phase of their lockdown at the area around the well. They begin to investigate the infamous well, and eventually
The
Zach
satanic
reports,
well?
Yes.
It's only full of human heads.
Yes. Yes, they make a big to-do about how this is the portal to hell.
Some people call this the portal to hell. Not any people I've spoken to. Not any people that were willing to be on camera. But some people in my dreams.
So here Zach begins to report that he's feeling a burning sensation on his back. And he's also dizzy and feels weird.
Well, I have a burning sensation in my eyeballs.
That burning sensation is your vagina just snapping closed.
Yeah. Just receding into my body. So it can never
It's doing
be.
the nope thing,
Yeah.
that octopus. Nope.
Nope.
I'm
Just
right back into
looking
your
at Zach
uterus.
Brandon like,
in.
It's going right back into your uterus. Just nope. All right.
If anybody has had sex with Zach Baggins, please get in touch. Let us know.
Please go to Minute Clinic. You got ghosts in your blood now.
I don't know that the Minute Clinic can help you with that.
There's no antibiotic for
So I
that.
was like, well, we tested you for chlamydia, but it turns out you've got ghosts in your blood. This was the olden times. We'd put leeches on you and tell you to do
cocaine about it. Yes.
So they start freaking out and they lift up the back of Zach's shirt and are shocked to
course.
see
Of course.
that he has a very clear set of scratch marks.
3 scratches.
Yes, but it takes them for fucking ever to get a shot that you can actually see the scratch marks.
Yeah, probably causing scratches, honestly.
Oh my god, they're sitting there with his shirt up, just going. Zach's just going, bro.
What happened?
Let me see
What
it, bro.
is it?
What happened, bro?
bro?
And then Nick is just fumbling with his shirt.
He doesn't understand. One of them doesn't understand how to turn their
Aaron.
camera.
Yes, Nick keeps telling Aaron to turn the night vision off, but Aaron does not for like minutes. You just sit there staring at a night vision shot of Zach's back, which I know Liz loved.
I didn't mind it.
Nope.
They finally figure out how to turn the night vision off, and you see 3 distinct scratch marks down the back of Zach's back. I think they're like, by the fact that it's on his back, I think they're trying to be like, oh, he couldn't have done that himself.
Okay. But there's other people there.
Yeah. Also, you can reach your back with your hands.
Also, it's called a back scratcher. It's literally a thing that exists.
Zach just looks for an excuse to take his shirt off in
True.
most episodes.
Ugh.
All right. So after they reveal the scratch marks, they begin to walk around shouting at the ghost that allegedly scratched Zach.
Why'd you scratch me?
Yeah, who scratched me?
Who scratched me? Are you
Over
gonna
and over
scratch me again?
In the room of faces, they light up some candles and place them on the
to
ground.
God, that's not what it's ever been called before.
That guy made it up.
At the same time, they begin to inspect the walls and notice that there are drips of blood.
Covered in blood.
Yes, these are
I
black,
didn't
white,
believe that.
It's almost like there's, I don't know, fucking
water.
mildew.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily
Mold.
mean
It's probably
blood.
mold.
Yeah.
Probably.
The room of faces.
Nick volunteers to stay in the room surrounded by candles and try to record some EVPs. He asks the 2 murderers questions. During this, he gets a chilling EVP. Oh, this is where we get the voice.
Oh.
You hear a female cry and a raspy male voice immediately following saying, "Precious, no."
I mean, he has a different approach that maybe the ghost will appear if I'm not screaming at them. And
Yeah.
I think that might be a better.
If you're a ghost, are you really going to come out if someone's just demanding like an asshole?
I mean, I guess I would for scratching purposes.
Sure, I guess.
Like, would I come out and tell them about the afterlife? No. Would I come out and just harm them the
Yeah.
only ghostly way I could? Yes.
Of course.
Watch out, Zach, when I'm a ghost.
I'm gonna knock things down on or around you.
I'm going to break all the Jesus statues.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So after
I'm going
this...
to cause a real burning sensation.
After this, they regroup and set up a night vision camera, this is the point in the show where they capture the most compelling evidence. They capture a shadowy figure going behind a refrigerator.
You can see something.
Yes.
It does look like the figure of a person.
As a South Minneapolis ghost expert, I would say that was the most credible piece they captured.
I kind of wondered if it was somehow from outside, but you're saying it is in the basement, so...
Yeah, they claim it's in the basement. So from what I can recall, I haven't seen most seasons of Ghost Adventures because it has gotten to the point where so many seasons have happened that I've only seen the earlier ones. But I recall this one and then 2 other apparitions they've caught on camera. One of a full body, similar to this, where you see like a shadowy person. And then there's a really creepy episode where there's a hand. Have you seen that episode, Cara?
No.
There's like a hand that comes out and does like one of these like graspy motions.
Creepy.
It's very creepy. That could have been fake. It could have been the producer's hand or something. But I remember watching this in college and being freaked out by it. Liz is doing that towards Cara.
I didn't notice. That's a creepy hand.
So yeah, that's kind of creepy. So now their lockdown is complete. Zach and
They
his
gotta go
crew
home to their moms.
are glad to be let out. They share the opinion that there truly is evil at Bobby Mackey's Music World.
It's the music, I tell you, it's the music.
Because of the demonic attack on Zach, in the following days they
I think they're
consult.
just smirching the spirit that just doesn't like Zach. It doesn't mean it's demonic.
That's true.
He's annoying. I don't blame them.
So Zach consults with Bishop James Long of the United States Old Catholic Church.
If anybody can explain that to me.
What the old Catholic
What's the
Church
new
is.
Catholic?
I'm not
I feel
sure.
like you wouldn't. This is not the normal Catholic Church.
Nah, he creeped me out. He also looked like he was in a bad metal band.
He gave me the
did.
creeps as well. So Zach relates and shows
Allegedly.
Allegedly creepy.
Bishop James Long is not listening to our episode. I'm not worried about it. He doesn't give us $1.
He does. He takes it from the collection plate.
Damn.
Sends it to Patreon.
Yeah.
Care of perhaps
In one of
it's
those
you.
church envelopes, though.
So Zach
That ain't
shows him
right.
the footage and how this is the first
Oh
time
my
he's
god,
ever
a
been
TV
attacked.
they've just like set on the ground at the
Yes.
church. It's so weird.
Long notes that since 3 marks is the marking of the Trinity, the 3 clawed scratch mark Zach received was demonic in nature.
Well, that's a leap,
That was a big leap
He
to
says
me.
it's mocking the Trinity.
I guess.
Look, he's an expert, Liz.
Maybe a demon only has 3 fingers. How does he know?
Yeah, maybe.
I was thinking it's more of a hoof.
Oh, you're right. Wouldn't
I was
he
thinking
have
of a hoof.
Wouldn't he have a hoof print on his back?
Well, I was thinking that's why it was the 3, because think of
It's
like a
the-
hoof.
It's
Oh.
like the edges.
The claws.
Yeah. That could be.
He should have come up with that.
So Long expressed his opinion that paranormal investigators like Zach should stay away from provoking demonic spirits.
No shit.
He's like, you're gonna get. I realize you're a tough, strong, handsome man.
Yes, at one
probably great in the sack. But what you gotta worry about.
This is not exaggerating. The great in the sack thing didn't say that, but he did say, "Look, you're a strong guy. You're physically fit,
Tough
you're a
dude.
tough
Yeah.
man,
Tough bro.
You're thinking about this on a physical level, but you need to be thinking about it on a spiritual level.
warfare.
And then Zach's mind is like, yeah, I think I'm gonna keep provoking him though.
Yeah, Zach's like, yeah, well, I think we'll
Thanks,
still do it.
bruh.
Thanks, bro, but I think I'm gonna like keep doing what I'm doing.
Yes,
Because otherwise I don't have a TV show.
So this is sort of foreshadowing because there's a follow-up episode called Return to Bobby Mackey's, in which they talk about how they think that these demonic spirits followed them home. And I think it's been a while since I've seen the follow-up episode, but I think Nick in particular is really haunted and has like these, I don't know, recurring nightmares or something. He thinks that
He has like a ghost hitchhiker situation?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Yes. And they're all very like upset by it. So
I think Nick is the most legit one. He went down there and he was sitting in a circle and he was in like he was meditating. And in a lot of the episodes he goes and he's like quiet. And that I think I'm like,
that
he
seems
probably
like
is
the
the most
way
legit.
to
Yes.
commune with the
Yeah.
spirits, not screaming
Not
at
screaming, come at me, bro.
them. Yes.
Come look at this butt funnel, bro. Is how he's been trying to do it.
And since leaving Ghost Adventures, Nick has a new ghost show on the Travel Channel. I've never seen it. I don't know if it's any good, but he does strike me as the most legit.
Huh. Okay.
So who knows? If you've
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
that,
I
show,
buy that.
Tell us about it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the end of the episode.
Would you want to go to Bob Mackey's Music World?
Yes.
I kind of would. If I
I
was
do
in the
too.
area, I think I would go there.
I think we should just go.
I would just go there for a little road trip. I
Yeah.
like Kentucky. I think it's lovely country.
I do. We could go put our feet in the Lickin' River.
Ew. Ew.
We could, yeah, maybe have some onion rings. I don't know.
I guess it would depend on if it's still open. Like that was many years ago. Should I look it up?
Yeah, look it up. See if we can go to this place.
I'm sure we could find a nice Airbnb around there.
Do you want to stay upstairs in that like tenants?
God, no.
They've actually turned it into a bad Airbnb.
I don't know if it would be a good idea to stay there for a long period. I feel like you would get like
You just have to
asbestos.
keep yeah, well, that's
For sure.
That's a bit.
You're gonna get asthma.
The air quality is a legitimate concern.
So they don't appear to have a website, but they are.
Are
still
you kidding
open.
me?
Well, actually, maybe they do. Hold on. Oh yeah, they do. It's BobbyMackey.com. So they're still open. Oh my goodness, I have to show this to Cara. Look at the homepage of this website.
Oh,
Looks like it's from 98.
What is your reaction to this?
Oh my god. Why? It's not even showing the business. It's showing like a car.
That's on the header. I zoomed
this
in.
is bad Photoshop.
I zoomed in. It's a picture of who I assume is Bobby Mackey
In
standing
front of
a
a-
pickup truck.
yeah.
In front of like a 1998
convertible.
convertible.
Oh, that's a convertible. I thought it was a pickup truck.
It's not even the business. That's so weird.
Yeah, and it says country music lives on.
The new CD. This is too much.
Okay, but I want to go to the place.
Okay,
not hear
so
your
here
stupid
are
music.
the headers: home, calendar, gift shop, paranormal, links. What about the food? I want to see the drink specials and the menu.
I'm
What's that?
interested in that.
Come for the ghosts, stay for the music. It says. How about the happy hour options?
Oh, that is a point. If I go, I'll have to hear music.
You'll probably have to hear country
This
music.
is bad. There's a show tonight, you guys. Saturday, January 19th.
Oh.
Oh,
Is Bobby Mackey's
It's an
name?
$11 cover, which is a very random number
that
to
seems
me.
very high.
I know. I'm like a $5 max cover.
Same. I really wanted to know about what kind of menu they have.
Yeah, what can I drink out of a boot?
2-for-1s. You know, what's the special on the onion rings you're
Yeah,
running?
cheese fries or
I'm
no?
not seeing
Yeah.
the menu, probably because there's not much on it.
Nachos. How about a Hedgie's pizza?
Yeah.
Oh, Billy Brown is playing tonight, you guys.
Okay.
Well, Billy.
Gotta
They're
go.
celebrating their 40th anniversary. Let's see what's
Oh.
under paranormal.
As featured on Ghost Adventures.
The link doesn't really seem to work.
Oh,
so I don't
That's
know.
a technical malfunction caused by the spirits.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh.
Oh, so it looks like they contract out these ghost tours with this company called Gatekeeper Paranormal. So you can book a tour through them of Bobby Mackey's Music World, quote, the most haunted nightclub in America.
Again, nightclub. loosely defined.
Such a stretch.
So the 2-hour tour starts at 7, 8, or 9
2
p.m.
hours?
We can also do afternoon tours Monday through Thursday between late August
Host
and May.
birthday parties, bachelorette.
You can book a 5-hour investigation.
That's too much.
The 5-hour investigations are private. On a 2-hour
And you get a free hat.
tour, on the 2-hour tour, you are taken around all 3 floors of the building, the main floor, the upstairs, and the basement. Your tour guide is with you at all times and provides information on the history of the location and reported paranormal activity.
Oh, no.
On the 5-hour
No.
investigation, you are given a brief tour of the entire building by
A
your
brief
guide.
tour on a 5-hour thing.
And then you're free to investigate on your own.
I want free beer with that.
Yeah, that better come with free beer.
So the cost of a 2-hour tour is $35 per person.
All right, that's reasonable. That's less than I was expecting.
Do you want to know? Guess how much the 5-hour investigation costs?
$100.
Keep going.
Oh, okay.
200.
$595.
Are you kidding
Just
me?
to be in the building by yourself?
And you need a $100 non-refundable deposit.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
The 2-hour tour is enough.
We could do
Look,
that one.
Look, the 2-hour tour is plenty. You don't want to be in there all night. You're gonna
Hell no. We gotta go.
you're gonna get asbestos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do something
yeah.
fun.
What do you think is the most haunted place in the area, Cara? Do you have a theory about if someone wanted to do a ghost investigation?
Here?
Yeah, in South Minneapolis or nearby areas.
You know, the cemetery
Yeah.
that's right on Lake Street is the oldest cemetery.
Oh,
in-
yeah. We've talked about Soldiers
However,
and Pioneers.
yeah, but how? I don't know. I don't know if cemeteries are haunted. It's like I feel like people don't want to hang out there.
Yeah, you know Sue's theory, where you don't haunt the place you're buried.
You haunt the place that you died, but people have died in that cemetery.
That's true. That's true.
Someone's killed themselves there.
Oh, you know what I've been seeing there? So we live right down the street. Whoop whoop, South Minneapolis. Hey, there is a deer
Yes.
that is stuck in the cemetery and
yes.
that hangs out on the perimeter, like right on Lake Street, every day. I've been seeing it for 3 weeks.
We were there for a tour
We saw
over
it.
the summer, and the deer was there.
Yeah.
It's probably just learned that it's a safe place to be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the middle of the city, so it probably is a nice, chill place to be. It's just kind of strange
Yeah.
to see this. It's a big deer. It's not little. It's really like a large lady deer, I want to say.
I think that's
Yeah.
a female deer.
Yeah.
So I looked up an article of the 11 most haunted places in Minnesota, and
Okay.
we've seen a lot of these in our ghost tours. So 11 is the Washington Street Bridge in Minneapolis.
Okay.
It's
Sure.
The number 10 is the Fitzgerald Theater in St. Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Theaters are always haunted.
And it talks about how it's haunted by the ghost of Ben, which we learned
Sure.
about him
He's
on
like
our
an
tour.
usher.
Yeah. 9 is the Warden's house in Stillwater.
Stillwater seems very haunted.
Yes. It does. Yeah, because it used to be just a prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 is Four Paws Restaurant in St. Paul, which I've heard is haunted.
Four paws.
We should go there.
Let's go.
It was once a 3-story Victorian mansion.
What kind of food they got there? They got cheese curds?
I think it's pretty fancy. Four Paws.
Wow.
I'm more of a 2-for-1 kind of gal.
That's disappointing.
So it's said to be haunted by Mrs. Forepaw or Mr. Forepaw.
Wait, that's a name?
Oh, I thought it
Yeah.
was four paws.
Yeah, so
It's spelled Forepaugh.
Yeah, this place isn't for me. I can't pronounce that kind of word.
Yeah, Mr. Forepaugh shot himself when his wife ended the marriage, and
shit.
his mistress Molly was heartbroken. She was apparently pregnant with his child and ended up hanging herself from a chandelier in one of the bedrooms.
Folk.
Oh.
So both Joseph Forepaugh and his mistress Molly are said to haunt the restaurant.
Okay.
7 is the Greyhound Bus Museum in Hibbing.
Oh, the
What?
Greyhound Bus
What?
Museum.
The Greyhound Bus Museum in Hibbing is probably not the first place you might think of when it comes to haunted locations.
You are correct.
But nevertheless, it's one of the most haunted places in Minnesota. Staff at the
We're
museum
going.
Yes.
say that one particular scenic cruise 4501
Is that a bus?
is home to a spirit who frequently opens and closes the windows and doors of the bus. Yes. There are also regular sightings of strange shadows flitting around the onboard 9 bus.
Creepy.
And the voice of a little girl has been heard in the shadows between the old vehicles on display. So that's
Okay.
interesting. First Ave is said to be haunted.
Oh, yes, I've heard about the ghost in the woman's bathroom.
Perhaps one of the most grisly paranormal tales comes from Minneapolis and the iconic First Ave music venue. It is said that a blonde woman took her own life in the 5th stall of the ladies' bathroom by hanging herself.
What?
On occasion,
I heard about
she
this
has
one.
shown herself to unlucky patrons who see her bloated apparition still hanging there from her makeshift
Don't
noose.
body shame her in the afterlife. That's rude.
However, she is not alone in the venue. Staff have nicknamed another spirit Slippy. This particular entity is
Okay.
said to make a balloon appear from nowhere.
What?
Which then
That's fucking
floats
creepy.
up and down the staircase on its
Hell
own.
no.
I don't like that at all.
I don't like haunted balloons. No. No.
They also have equipment
That's not right.
malfunctions and random destruction of property. So the Gibbs farmhouse in St. Paul is
Okay.
said to be haunted. A 9-year-old Willie Gibbs faced a raging prairie fire that threatened to engulf the family farmhouse. The house was spared, but sadly, young Willie died of smoke inhalation. He is known to remove toys from locked display cabinets and leave them scattered across the floor. He also likes to open and close cabinet doors, and he is capable of making quite a noise rocking back and forth in a rocking chair upstairs. The Palmer House Hotel in Sauk Center, I think this is where Ghost Adventures went, was the Palmer House. I think there's an episode of this. It's long been known as one of the most haunted places in Minnesota. Reports of paranormal activity have been made since the 1950s. Some of these include an apparition of a young boy, a ball bouncing down the stairs, disembodied voices, and poltergeist activity. So then they talk about the Wabasha Street Caves.
Oh, I've been there.
Minneapolis City Hall is said to be haunted.
I believe
And
that.
then Gray Cloud Island is said to be haunted as well.
Fuck is that?
So one of the key features of Gray Cloud Island, it's in Washington County. I've never been there. Oh, this is Native American burial grounds. Shit.
Oh, boo.
So yeah, those are some of the most haunted places in Minnesota.
Well, I think we'll need to check out the Greyhound Bus Museum.
Yes.
In Hibbing. We could,
Wow,
we
that'll
could go
be
there.
quite an adventure.
We could go see Glen Sheen and make a stop in Hibbing.
Oh, I hear a road trip.
Spooky Girls Weekend
I
on
like
the North Shore.
everything about that.
Me too.
All right, so I think we're wrapping up this.
Should we rate Ghost Adventures out of
Oh.
Robert Stacks? Cara, what do you think? You can give it a possible 5 out of 5 Robert Stacks.
I'm gonna give it a 4.
I love Ghost Adventures, despite how ridiculous it is, that's kind of a reason to like it.
I love Ghost Adventures. I don't like Zach, and I didn't like the clammy guy. But overall, I enjoyed the experience.
The experience of watching Ghost Adventures, it just really brought me back. I give it at least a 4.5 out of 5 Robert Stacks.
2.
Liz hates it.
I don't know.
She hates it.
I was not really feeling it. Maybe it might be a thing where we have to watch more than one.
I think we needed
Possibly.
more wine.
That's also true.
Yes.
Yes, that's for
Yes,
sure.
Absolutely.
No doubt about that.
More wine would have helped.
Morning wine.
Yes. Day drinking gets 5 out of 5 Robert
Yes,
Stacks.
agreed.
What would Robert Stack think of Ghost Adventures?
I don't think he would like it. He didn't even like the paranormal things on Unsolved Mysteries. And
True.
I can't imagine a Robert Stack interacting with Zach.
Oh, no.
Like, he's going to
That
think
would be
he's such a young ragamuffin or whatever sort of word he would use.
Scoundrel.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like, this rascal.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
All right, well, that's that for this episode. Thanks for coming on the show, Cara.
Yes, thank you, Cara.
Thanks for having me,
had a
friends.
lot of
That was
fun.
fun.
Where can people find out more about you?
Oh, sure. Check out my Insta at Cara Morel Art
Yes.
and
They-
Facebook, Cara Morel.
They absolutely should do that.
Please, if you're in Minneapolis, come take a yoga class. Come see some art. Me and Liz are going to be doing some new collaborations.
Yes.
Coming up.
Very exciting.
So very cool.
Yeah, you can find both of them on Instagram where you will see images of their art. Highly recommend. If you go to our Instagram page, you'll see both of them tagged, so it's easy to find.
Yeah. Woo!
All right.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for your money.
Thanks for your money.
Thanks.
Go solve some mysteries, bitches.
Bye.
Bye.